Hey there, good afternoon. Welcome to Kazakhstan, my 92nd country. Stayed there, Almaty Transit. I am just outside of Almaty, the largest city and former capital of Kazakhstan. Of course, made famous by the movie Borat, which had absolutely nothing to do with the country of Kazakhstan. It was totally fabricated, filmed in Romania, didn't even feature the Kazakh language. I haven't actually seen the movie, but I was reading about it. Oh boy, a lot going on here. Today is October 18th. It is around 66 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 19 degrees Celsius. Probably a little bit warmer than that now than when I checked the weather an hour ago, because it is nice and sunny, warming up. I'm actually a little bit disappointed by the warmth, because I'm really ready for colder weather, but that will definitely be happening. It was quite chilly last night when I walked from the airport to the hotel. So I'm doing another airport walk. This one should be a lot less exciting and dramatic than the one in London, or rather outside of London, of course, but I will touch on that a bit more in a few minutes. There's a lot that I need to discuss in the course of this video. So last night I arrived flying from Baku, Azerbaijan. Direct flight, $200 or about 189 euros. Baku, Azerbaijan, 3 hours to Almaty here. Landed at 2 in the morning. Everything went quite smooth. Getting through customs, immigration, so no visa required, no e-visa, no visa on arrival, just US passport, and boom, you are in, I think, for 30 days. I will be here for just 8 days, flying out of Almaty next week. So it is, of course, always an issue dealing with taxi drivers. It is just kind of the constant hassle of traveling, especially if Uber is not available, or Bolt, or whatever, some other sort of a rideshare app. So I don't know if Uber works here. I'm going to guess probably not, but I will have to check and find out. But so last night I get my luggage and head out into the airport. I had some Kazakh currency, the tenge. So here you can see airport right there. I had some tenge, local Kazakh currency, because I changed the last of my Azerbaijani manat at the airport last night, so that I had some local tenge. But then once I got to the airport here, I wanted some more, and so I went to an ATM, got 100,000 tenge, which is about $200. So it is 500 tenge to $1 US. So I come out of the airport, and of course there are lots of taxi drivers offering rides, and I asked them the price. I was considering walking anyways, because I could see on the map it was a 15-minute walk, as I'm doing right now. But I was kind of just curious, and if it was going to be especially cheap, I might have done it, taken the taxi. But he quotes 3,000 tenge. That is 6 euros or $6 US, which is of course quite cheap. However, that was a total ripoff, and I suspected at the time, and so I said no thanks, and I just wasn't in the mood for trying to haggle and all that. So I just left and walked here to the hotel. And then this morning I look online, how much is a taxi from the airport to Almaty city center, and it's at 2,500. So he was going to charge me 3,000. Online it said 2,500. However, I'm right near the airport. The city center is 40 minutes away. So the price of the taxi ride should be less than what he quoted me to go all the way into the city center, whereas this would have been a like 3-minute ride from there. So that was a massive ripoff. So I don't know if there's a bus. I'm really hoping that there is. I would much rather just sit on a bus anyways. Even if a taxi and a bus were the exact same price, I would much rather sit on a bus. Less just kind of claustrophobic in a little car and the awkwardness of just being with one other person. I would just rather be like back of the bus is what I prefer. Kick back, relax, enjoy the views. But we'll see. I would guess that I will have a hard time actually getting someone to get me into the city for 2,500 tenge, but I'm perfectly happy to pay more. I mean, a 40-minute taxi ride, if it's 10 bucks or 12 bucks instead of 6 bucks, then fine with me. So, I'm sure that some of you might be curious what happened with my Azerbaijan Metro card situation. So I flew into Baku, Azerbaijan, wanted to get a bus from the airport into the city, also about the same distance, about a 40-minute drive. There was a machine, I went up to it, I only had 100 manat notes. I put that in, expecting to get change. I did not get change, instead I got the card back with a whole 100 manat on it, which is $60. The bus ride was only like $2, and then I took 2 inner city bus rides, so that I had 96 out of 100 still on the card. I was considering taking a bus back to the airport, but it was just looking a little too complicating trying to line it all up. And so I decided to take a taxi, which was 25 manat, or around $15. So I got to the airport, I went back to that machine. There were some people there. I told them, I'm trying to sell this thing, I'll give you a good deal on it. I sold it for 30 manat. It had 96 on it, sold it for 30. I knew that I was not going to get anywhere near the 96, because it literally might take you like 6 months to use that up. So I sold it to a Turkish guy who was there for 5 days. I would be surprised if he even uses up the 30, but you know, maybe he can sell it himself and get his money back, or even make a profit. Anyway, so I wanted to address 2 very repetitive comments that came up under my video that I just referenced a few minutes ago, walking to the Stansted airport to catch a bus into the city of London, because it was just this onslaught of the same comments over and over. The repetitive comments were, number 1, you're not in London, you're in Burton's End or Stansted, not London. The second one was, you should walk on the other side of the road facing oncoming traffic, when it is a, you know, skinny road like that with nowhere to walk, no sidewalk or anything. So I don't want to get too lost on this one, but I am in Almaty, right? Almaty Airport. I'm not actually in Almaty, of course. Almaty is a 40-minute drive away. But for the purposes of informing my audience, I don't know what this neighborhood is called, but it wouldn't make much sense for me to announce in the video that I'm in whatever this neighborhood is called. A lot of my viewers won't even have heard about Almaty, let alone whatever this actual region is called. So when you're a world traveler and you arrive in a new country, then you're in the city that you're outside of. Whether you're like literally in the city doesn't matter. The point is that that's where you are. And so in that video I was announcing I'm in London. I'm not in Manchester or Edinburgh or Belfast or Paris or Amsterdam. I was announcing to my audience that I am in London, and then everybody knows what I'm talking about. Of course, that was the whole point of the video, was I had to take an hour's bus ride in order to get into the city center. But it is called London Stansted Airport. All of the London airports are outside of the city. You never fly into a major city and like land right in the middle of the city. As for walking on the other side of the road, no, it is not a rule in my opinion. You should walk on the side of the road that feels like the best side of the road to walk on, depending on various factors such as you know, how much traffic is on one side or the other. If a big truck is coming, you might want to just get over to the other side. If it's a tight curve, then you should probably be on the outside curve, because cars coming around the tight curve will hug the curve. And then maybe there's like more room on one side or the other. So I've been a hitchhiker for literally 40 years and have walked down a lot of roads. And, you know, you just go with what feels right at the moment, considering the current conditions. Okay, so there you can see the Cyrillic. The Kazakhstani language is actually Turkic, as was the case with Azerbaijan, and of course Turkey. I think it is quite different from Azerbaijani or Azeri language. Not really sure about that, but they are in the process of converting from Cyrillic to Latin. In the coming years, they are going to change all of the signs and the whole country over to the Latin script. The language will of course stay the same, but I guess maybe that is part of leaving behind their Soviet past, something like that. Okay, so I really want to take a bus, if there is one. Let's find out. Apparently no bus. He's going to charge me by the meter.
You're from, mister?
America.
Oh,
You're from Almaty?
yeah. Almaty.
Okay, first time here, so happy to be here.